welcome back. It's thunderficating outside, and we're on my Souncloud channel, which isn't anything organised. Basically, as I explained already, just a review, a recap. I've been travelling quite extensively, and sometimes I come across instruments or pieces of software, and I mess around with it. I wouldn't call it music, it's just like audio artistic representation to an extent. And I knew that I'd lose it because I had it on this different format. And then when SoundCloud came out, I just dumped everything onto here. So I'm reminiscing now. I've been on this website for years. I mean, years. I'm hearing, so I'm giving, I'm just going through it. Now, I've got drunk. I don't know if you ever got drunk and come home and laid in the bed and you lay there with your eyes open and you don't feel very well. And you go, I'm just going to close my eyes. You close your eyes and you're even worse. And it's just terrible, and the room starts spinning and stuff. This was kind of intended to help counteract that thingy. Supposedly, if I remember rightly, listening to this should put you in a calmer mood if you're too drunk to function. So let's have a go. Please don't play a commercial. This goes on for about 5 minutes. And again, if you're interested, and I'm not plugging anything, I'm not making anything out of it, but if this kind of stuff interests you, soundcloud.com/Qwunty, Qwunty. And this was done FL Studio. I was using some of their pre-built audio engines. I tweaked them slightly. Oh, shut up now. I won't play it all. I just want to give you the idea what it's like. So we get the idea. If you want to listen to the rest of it lasts for about 4 minutes. But it is really nice. It's nice and wavy, and it's like the whole thing was when you're in that condition, you get a weave, everything kind of spins. And what I was trying to do was make it so I can catch that spin and make it more kind of relaxed and more kind of ambient and drifty. Fluffy puppy train love pleasure. The friend of mine that introduced me to FL Studio, one time I paid him a visit and he was giggly like a little kid. He said, somebody gave me this CD back in the days of CDs. Yeah, what's it? It's got a bunch of samples on it. And I was like, okay. And he said, do you want to listen to him? Tee-hee, tee-hee. I said, okay. So we put the CD in and it was a bunch of samples from porno movies. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, ooh, do it. Oh yeah, good. That's fantastic. And so he gave me it. And so I listened to it. It was weird. I mean, whoever would put a collection like that together. And it's not rude or anything like that. It ended up being really sad, this piece of music. And it's just the tone of the voice that they had, because it's meant to be more kind of like, you know what I mean, satirical and tee-hee, but it ended up like this.
It was a nightmare.
That was from I put in that afterwards because it fitted what was going on. I think I only used one sample.
I'll give you pleasure.
That was it.
Pleasure.
Just the sound of it. She doesn't sound like she's having fun. And that was the whole thing. It's like when I heard that, it's like, I'll give you pleasure. It sounded like she was not, she didn't want to be part of it. So that's what incited me to do this music. But this lasts for like 8 minutes, I think. 16 minutes. So this is one of those things, it's an experience, honestly. The whole thing is an experience. Lo-fi, you think? I don't know. I don't even know what lo-fi is, so and I was experimenting with flange, by the way. Phaser, rather. So you get the idea. I'm not going to bore you with the other 42 minutes of it. But it's basically like that. It just keeps going on like that. But it's very kind of laying down driving music. Maybe a thingy. What else? I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Oh man, let's have a look what we have here. Okay, so... Two-tone. Did I do two-tone yet? Yes, I did. Skype had done that one. Only 36 were made. How do I see your... Okay. I mean, Windows, you can't do that. No words. Consumers. I'll play that. We're just consumers. We're nothing more than a lifetime of a session. Ooh.
We are consumers. We are byproducts of a lifestyle obsession. We are consumers. We are byproducts of a lifestyle obsession.
There you go. Be the first to come on this track. What the heck is this? Okay, free trial. How do I... where are the rest of the... No. What do you do to the rest of my music? Okay, I think what I did with this is I just dumped the whole thing in as a... why is it... Views 29 tracks. Ring, summertime. That isn't 29. Where's the rest of them? I don't know what I did here. Is that it? I don't know, I don't care. I think that's it, really. Okay, let's go through this again. Yeah, I think I've done them all. I'm missing a bunch, I don't know why. I have to dig through to see if I can get my Windows XP computer up. We look at Ventana, Patience, the Night Gramophone. Boom. I think I've done this one already, haven't I? Yeah. Oh, it's the sexy one. Blossom. Have we done this one yet? Oh yeah, this is another one. This goes on for 6 minutes. This is another trippy thing. It's just this. But it's... there was this minimalist composer called Steve Reich, which he's effing... I'm obsessed by him. I was introduced to him when I was living back home by this guy that was actually a musician that was going to play some of his bits. Now, Steve Reich was like Philip Glass and the rest of them. He's like a minimalist, but he was obsessed with things going out of town with each other. Like at one time, he was commissioned to do this piece for something, and it was about a prison. And he'd taken a tape recorder down there. He was recording this one prisoner, who was a young guy, and he kept getting beaten up when he was in general population. And so he kept putting himself in hospital to keep him out of that environment. And there was this loop, if I remember it right, it goes, I had to squeeze the bruised blood to get the blood bruise to come out. So what Steve Wright did is this was recorded on reel-to-reel tape. He went back to the university, because it was the University of, I think New York University, I forget which one he was at, so he was in Manhattan anyway. So he gets these two pieces, he gets this loop, repeats it, right, and then loops it around these two reel-to-reel tape recorders, right? Yeah, from what I remember, he had a microphone hanging from the ceiling, and then he swung it between the two, kept it swinging between the two tape recorders, and then pressed play at the same time. So of course, it started off, I had to squeeze the blood bruise to get the bruised blood to come out. I had to squeeze the blood bruise to get the blood bruise to come out. Repeated, right? But then because there were two different machines, they would go out of time with each other. And so it ended up being something really, really trippy. And then he'd write pieces, so it wasn't just that kind of stuff. And this was way before any kind of computers, even before the Moog, I think it was. And no, it was after the Moog, but before computers and samplers and that kind of stuff. And so he would write music, like there's Music for 18 Musicians is one, New York Counterpoint is one of his famous ones. And what he'd do is have all the members of the orchestra play their own phrases. And so it sounded like a piece of music, but then each one of them would go at a time, like a millisecond out of time with each other, and so it's very, very hard to play. And so it kind of got at a time with each other, go weird directions. This was kind of a dedication to that. It got a wee bit clumsy, as you can hear, but definitely listening through headphones. This is one of those things that when it's finished, you go, wow. And I don't mean, wow, that was good. I just mean, wow, that was a lot of stuff. I'm going to stop that now. And I think that's all of them. I had 36 tracks, though, because I made a piece. This was only 36 were made. But why is it only showing me... Only 36 were made. Okay, as with this. Okay, so... it only gives me... Okay, 15. It gives more. 29. Is that... It only gives me 29. Okay, I've done more. So, hello, I haven't done that one. Windows, you can't do that. I'm not playing that one. No words, done that one. Consumers, done that. Durandra, done that. Lamb Red Band. War Bombs, Nossi Nini. Ring Ring, done that. Summertime, done that. Be Happy Lad, done. Snooch, Goom, Tink, Bringing Out the Dead. Bringing Out the Dead, there we go. Bringing Out the Dead, that is how long? What do you mean? Why does it say 141? Oh, that's how many people listen to it. 141 people listened to Bringing Out the Dead. There was this movie called Bringing Out the Dead. It's amazing. If you get the chance to see it, see it. It was filmed. I don't know what they did, but it looked like they turned up the contrast and made it kind of very, very, very clear. It's hard to explain. Very, very vivid. And it was Nick Cage, and he was an ambulance driver in New York. And he just wanted a vacation. And he supposed he was the best one in his field and blah, blah, blah. And he was just getting burnt out. Every time he came back after it, he said, look, I've just got to go home. I've got to take a couple of weeks off. No, we're in the busy season. And so they get putting him out and putting out. And so he kept having this vision. There's this one time where, and this is spoilers, just so you know, he had been called out to somewhere, and there was a little girl, like 4 or 5 years old, and something had happened. I forgot what it was, but he couldn't save her life, and so she died. And this was actually based on real stories, from what I understand, of ambulance drivers and paramedics and stuff. And what happened? What this is one thing. Again, this is what I picked up, and like I heard through interviews afterwards and stuff, is that and if you are a paramedic, tell me if this is true. Your job is to save lives, and what will happen is, okay, people will die, but somebody will catch you, and it'll haunt you, because it's like, dude, if I'd only just saved that person's life, and this little girl was haunting him, the more and more that he's working, the more kind of trippy and tripped out he's getting and blah, blah, blah. And the more they were seeing this girl, and it was like really breaking him. And then there was this one point he went to this drug house and somebody had overdosed, so he brought him back out of it. And then later on, he was talking to the drug dealer and he says, well, you're dealing drugs, that's really nasty. He says, no, I'm giving people a way out. And so later on, he was like completely broken. So he went to this guy's house and said, just give me a fix. And so they gave him a fix. And this is, I don't think I can play it all because it lasts about 20 minutes. But this is my dedication to it. And I wanted to capture the feeling that you get when you watch the movie. It's amazing, but it's very weird and trippy. So let me see if this plays. No commercials. There we go. Oh man, this is bringing back so many memories. I'm going to fast forward it a bit. So it's just this, but there's different things thrown in it as well. So for that, and you get the whole thing is it's just getting grungy, and this is how he's feeling all the way through. It's just I don't want to do this anymore. I've had enough. I think this was a loop. I think it's on a radio station. I think it was a TV show that was playing or something. And so I looped that as well because again he's been broken. And then about a minute left. I really love the ending of this.
Good, isn't it? It's perfect. It's 2 beats per minute. I knew it.
That's amazing. That was in the film. That's amazing. I just love it. And a grass growing. This is just 20 seconds of silence. See the beach. I'm really good. Done the patience. Gramophone. Boom. Blossom. James High. Hey, Midnight Special. I've done it, but it's stolen tracks off me. Because it was meant to be 36 tracks. Because I did an album called Only 36 Were Made. I made 36 of them, and I divide them into 6 batches of 6 CDs. And then I had 36 pieces of audio experiment, for want of a better word. And then I changed them in order. They all started off with the hello warning. I'll do that one soon as I'm here.
And welcome to this recorded collection. Please be warned that there are tracks that are not suitable for children.
Right.
Also, there are tracks that are not suitable for adults. I think that you should not listen any further, so just get up, very quickly and turn off your version of this recorded disc. Many thanks, and look at the sky more often.
So that's that. And then what I did, because I was talking to an audio engineer, blew my mind. And he's like, an audio engineer's job, really, or sound engineer, I forgot what his title was, but he put albums together, basically, is not only to record the artists and make the tracks, but then put the tracks on the album in an order, because you've got to start off with something kind of bitey, something that will grab their attention, right? Because if it's something like slow melodic, people are going, oh, crap, and then they're not going to listen to the rest of it. So you put in a couple of fast tracks, something catchy, then you can bring in the more experimental stuff in the middle, because by that time they're settled, and they go, oh, this is different. And then you do that, and then you end with something happy as well, because you're always leaving your audience expecting more. And so, and he's like, all you have to do is, if you put the track in the wrong place, you ruin the whole thing. Either that, if you put the track in the right place, say by accident or something like that, it'll just take off like it's unbelievable. So what I did is each set of 6 CDs, I had six sets of 6 CDs. I put the music in a different order. For instance, if you see where it says 210, this is on one set of 6 CDs, that would be track 2. On another, it would be track 10. And another would be to track something else. So that's why all these numbers are different. And I don't think they correspond that way. 11, 12, 13. No, they don't correspond that way. But that's what I did. And and then what I did is, just as an experiment to myself, and it wasn't anything special, I'd go back to these people after they listened to it and say, what do you think? And it's exactly true. It's like I'd start off with some of the, like the long zoomy ones. And they go like, I really wasn't into it. You know what I mean? And then I'd start off with the short ones at the beginning, like the Windows one. I'll play that one again. I really like this. As I mentioned in a previous episode, this was, I think it was Windows XP. I went through the settings into the sound folder, and then I sampled a bunch of the generic sounds like startup, error message, Windows start or Windows shut down, that kind of stuff, and spliced them all together in Sound Recorder, and this is what happened. Yeah, and I love it. I really do. Thank you, Windows. And so, that's, you can't do that. I won't play that because it's kind of, it's explained in the previous episode. But that's what I do is for instance, this one, because this is really, really, oh my God, people wouldn't listen to it anymore. But if I put like Dear Andrea, which is, maybe not Dear Andrea, let me think, Ring Ring, for instance, but that's the second track or something. All happy and stuff like that. And then maybe Tink, maybe, I think. Like that as an example. And then if I did all that, put the happy stuff, and then I could bring something in like, say, Summertime. And then get down on that. Oh, this is really cool, that stuff. And then maybe put in Let 'Em Ride Man.
I was going to call KVAB. They used to have...
that one. And then maybe... I wouldn't put Sleeping on the Beach because I want to bring it back up again. So maybe you throw in Muy Loca Ventana. And then maybe follow it with Patience. Like that. And then maybe Gramophone. That would go good. And that, because that clears the air of Patience. Because Patience it can get you. That'll clear the air. And then what I could do is bring in War Bombs maybe. And then do that, and then maybe what's let me think. I want something after that. Would be something short and maybe this. Probably do this one.
It's very loud.
Like that, or put that one before War Bombs as an example. But yeah, so I do all that. Put it all together, and then I talk to him and say, "Hey, how was it?" And then and it's true. It it's you don't realize it. You just listen to an album and you think that's it. No, how much thought has gone into it to put the tracks in an order that you will listen to and enjoy, and so that's what I did. So anyway, that's my SoundCloud account. Again, if you want to look at it, SoundCloud, /Qwunty, and this picture is actually, I took a photograph of somebody that wasn't in a very good mood, and I merged it with the underside of the Chicago bean. And when I put it together, it's like, that looks like a clown in latex or in like a cling film or something like that. So that's Qwunty's face. What's this about? Is that the whole thing? So I can play the album from here. Oh, that's clever. Anyway, enough of that. That's about it. Thank you so much. It didn't take as long as I thought it would do. Leave comments if you listen to this and you like it or you don't like it. Tell me. I'd rather, if you got any advice of what I should do with it, burn it and throw it away or blah, 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 blah. I'm going to go through the process of actually, because of all the adverts, I'm going to dump all this back onto my computer now. I've got a more of a decent computer. And then, just so I have it and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm rambling. You have a good one. Catch you later. Bye-bye.